Hello, hello.
Hello. Hello, Victoria. How are you
Hi,
doing?
Zanetta.
We are back again Thursday, 7 p.m. as always.
Yeah,
Creation through awareness. So it's great to be with you.
yeah, as
I'm very
well.
proud of ourselves that we are very consistent with this program. So it's quite nice.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
Victoria, let's introduce ourselves to our beautiful audiences so they know who we are, to those who doesn't know us yet. And just before we start, we've got 40 minutes, right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So let's keep up with the time.
Yeah. Will you start or do I start? Shall we?
Yes, you start. Yeah, I'll give you the
Yeah.
go
Okay.
ahead.
So, yeah, welcome everyone. My name is Victoria, and I'm a spiritual alchemist and astrologer, and I help women rise and turn their pain into power. And yeah.
Over
Today we
me.
are today we are here doing this live about the who observes the observer. We talked about the observer and the observee last week. But before we get into that,
Yes.
introduce yourself, Zanetta, please.
Right. So, thank you so much, Victoria. Sorry, I'm just messing around. My name is Zanetta. I'm a qualified NLP and mindfulness coach. I am literally working with ladies at the moment who are going through breakups, relationship problems, divorce, especially those who basically looking to um, regain their power again, find their confidence and their inner strength after all the breakup, after all the pain. So, and that's also another part that I have created a ebook that it is a guide healing your heart after breakup, but mainly is healing yourself as overall. And so, also offering one-to-one coaching sessions or with starting up as a 30 minutes, just a kind of discovery call to see if we can work together because, everything is temporary and there is solution for everything. That's what I say.
Yeah,
So thank you. Thank you for
amazing.
being here.
Yeah, yeah, and I forgot to mention that I also I'm preparing a masterclass that is going to be happening on the 9th of December, and it's about
Mm-hmm.
how to break the loop cycle if you are feeling like you're constantly looping and you just cannot break through. And um, it's about it's a 1 hour masterclass that I'm hosting, and it's about that. So
Amazing.
yeah,
Looking forward. I'll be there.
and also I'm taking on one-on-one clients. So yeah.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, I think it's very important, and that's why we are creating this space every Thursday as well, that we can go much more profoundly beyond what we actually talking about. And then obviously awareness is the number one key for to anything, to do any changes, to see if there is any problem. Because many of us we lived in a thought that everything is as they are and we cannot change. We can't, or I'm too old to change, or this is just a part of the process, but it's not because there is always a solution for everything, and we don't need to suffer unnecessarily. And if we do not, we shouldn't last that long. So that's why we are here to open up, right? This
Yeah, exactly.
consciousness to everybody. There is a possibility and solution for everything,
Yeah,
literally, once
beautifully.
we know how to tap in.
Awareness
Yes,
is the key.
Victoria. So
As yeah, how we name these
absolutely.
series.
No, it absolutely right. And I think this is the reason that we are discussing this topic, the observer and observee, and go beyond that, which is the I am, the awareness, is to realize that even though if we are aware of certain emotions, but once we still identify with that as an observee, we become a part of that emotion, and it's very hard to get out of it.
Yeah.
And then it's all these thoughts and emotions, basically, and all these sensations that we feel, how we become moody, how do we react, and we do every day, don't we? So, but I think it's just the way of how we're looking at things. As Dr. Wayne Dyer said, no, how we're looking at things, the things we're looking at see. So it's how we see things is how they are, or how we can actually have. So anyway, so just a recap, right? This is what we've been talking about, Victoria.
Yeah, exactly. So we talked about the observer and the observee, which is basically, I like to explain it like the character and the one that plays it. And today we are going to go even a layer deeper than that, which is the one that actually witnesses it all, or the creator of it all. So, who is the one that actually observes the observer? Who is the awareness behind awareness? It's
Yes.
the I am, the center of all experiences. So it's you know
We're gonna
yeah,
we're gonna explore something more beyond that.
yeah,
This topic is quite interesting, because last time we've been kind of having a role play as well in certain emotions. Now, how we actually observe the emotions, there are two ways to observe it. And I think that was quite useful, the feedback what we had, because I think the observer and observee, although the words are quite similar, but they have a totally different meaning and different actions, how we
yeah,
look at the things.
yeah. I just wanted to add like that even, the observer is like kind of the function of the mind. It's like, you're still kind of identifying, as the
Yeah,
observer. But at the highest level, you are the I am, which is just existence, just pure consciousness, the one that witnesses it all.
yeah.
So it's the non-identification with anything. And
The
yeah,
observing. Yeah, yeah.
so yeah, that was like the recap. Um,
Yeah, and so now we're going, we basically, what we are doing is, so when we have a certain emotion, that what we said, that the observee, then basically, who is that, who is observing all that, the awareness of everything that it appears in our life, whether it's good or bad or indifferent, whether it's in a distance or how we looking at things without judging, without movement. So just as being, as being there as an observer, and that's the question: who is that? Who is observing? What do you think, Victoria?
yeah. Well, yeah, as I said, it's like the existence itself. So it's um the one awareness that just simply is, that is not, moved, or, it just simply is, whether you have this emotion or that thought, or, you know, it's like this center um of everything,
Yeah,
basically, of
yeah,
existence.
because absolutely, and it's so correctly said, because I think in general people are quite confused, the observer with the self.
Yeah.
Because obviously many people also making some people making also a different observation or different idea of being an observer and be an awakening as well. So which are two different things, obviously, because the observer is just a subtle identification that we give out. But the I am is the one that who we truly are, we are the perceiver and we are also the observer, and that we are all that as one.
Yeah.
And I think once we precisely understand clearly what the I am is, then I think the identification will lose eventually. And then it will become just like a kind of like an inner peace within. So that anything is happening to us, which is anyway coming from us to us, then I think that way it's much easier to overcome any emotional challenge or obstacle or anything or health issues in overall.
Yeah.
But this is the hardest thing to understand for us humans, with the reminder of who we are, that I literally need a constant reminder to us, right? Which is
Yeah.
sometimes this is happening in a real life.
Exactly. But I would say that it's not even possible to understand it like intellectually or to, don't even try. Because,
That's the thing. You're absolutely right, Victoria.
yeah, I feel like that this is just a knowing in your heart. This is actually, in my opinion, the true Christ consciousness when you awaken to this truth. And it's just a knowing in your heart. It's very hard to explain and grasp and understand. So, um, but yeah,
And I think this is so wonderfully said, because I think we all do make a mistake with that. We try, including myself, we try to understand analytically with the mind, but it
mhm,
is not possible,
yeah,
because in order to know is not to know logically, but it's to know with your heart, within your heart. And that's not the thinking mind who does that. It's basically when you are in silence, when you silence that who is probably trying to control all of our life, is the one that once we silence it, um, that's when we actually connect with the I am, which is obviously pure divine consciousness.
yeah,
And of course is the remembering of that I am, who is the observer, is not even, I think sometimes I think about it, there is not even that what we feel and how we are, is how I'm going to overcome in a most and easier and calming way any emotion that doesn't serve me, or when we put ourselves in our victimhood state and we forget who we are, because we do forget daily who we are. Is that these personal stories that we create while we're having the emotional breakdown? I would say it's the one that we need to remind ourselves the most.
yeah. I would love to bring into this space more what we have been talking about today, you and I, about our experiences. And but yeah, I think
Yes.
that this is, um, as even the Bible says, like, be still and know that I am God. So, it's something that, especially in the beginning, you always have to return to again and again, because we get lost in this 3D world and in this separation and illusion, actually. So, but it's something that you can always come back to this center and this knowing.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So,
Absolutely.
um, yeah, are we going to?
Do some personal story.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah,
We
let's
will,
do that because we
yeah,
have challenges every day.
yeah, we are
So
every day practicing this returning to this center, and you know, we even talked about
yeah,
like, is it possible to just stay in that center and not get like moved, right?
I think this is the hardest part. Remember when we have spoken about, like even yesterday, I had a big challenge, emotional breakdown, and with my son, who many times, probably one of my weakest person in my life is my son. I think we all do have that.
Yeah, not the
And there are
weakest,
good
but
days and there are
you
bad
are.
days.
Yeah, yeah,
So there are good days and bad days. And because I had also something quite challenging yesterday, the only thing came up after when I realized after a few minutes, and you see what you're doing, you literally, it's flowing in front of your eyes, those emotions that you're going through. And then you try to say, well, I'm not that. But because when you are in so much stress while you're having these emotions, the first thing came to my mind, when, how, when we are so stressed or we are not focusing, I think it's pure attention as well. And even though if you see it, but somehow your brain is so overwhelmed, with all these emotions, it's very hard to get out for at least even for a short period of time. But then this is what we are talking about, Victoria. Remember that, how is it, what is okay, so once we remember who we are, and then we have this awareness of knowing when or how is it actually going to, so what is the whole purpose of this? And obviously we were talking about the time that although we're practicing, but how long is this practicing will last for when it becomes so natural that we're not going to react at all? So what do you think? I mean, do you think that, is there any person that never reacts to anything, even that they are probably more advanced than us, or, these are the questions they come up because what happened, it happened to me yesterday. So when I finally calm down, all these questions, when is this gonna be like over? When you're never going to react to anything, is that the whole purpose of this, that we're never gonna react? Or the whole purpose that, yes, we will see it, but we will react in a different way, which is true. I already see difference since we're practicing, but we still somehow get into that loop, right?
yeah.
How are you with that, Victoria?
Well, I don't think that there's anyone that never gets, triggered or out of this center. And I don't think that that's the purpose either, because we are we are also human. We are also in these bodies and everything. So, you know, um, but with practice, I think, and with being still, you actually get less and less into these um,
Yeah.
states, dramatic emotional states, or reacting, or being thrown off your center. So, but yeah, I wouldn't say that we will become some saints.
Oh no.
Yeah,
I think that would be even, yes, you're probably right. even the, like really known people who've been practicing for years and years and years, even them, they have challenging times. But they say the difference between starting and practicing more, the difference is that the challenging time will not last you that long. And
Yeah.
sometimes you will be able to observe it very clearly and not attach to that emotional, an emotional wounded identity that what we normally do. Um, I think that's the idea of being here as well, that although we remember and we know who we are, and then after you can go to the meditation state, um, or anyone is using different tools like affirmations, visualization, and then you just center yourself again.
Yeah.
But I think the most important thing, Victoria, what I was thinking and what we are talking about as well, is that if you forget who we are as an observer and as a divine consciousness, and we do get out of that state, then it's the second hardest thing is not to feel judgmental towards yourself and you say, oh my gosh, I've done it again, how could
Yeah.
I? So, I think this is the hardest part, because I was going that way yesterday. I said, oh, you know what, actually no, let's stop that, that's not true. I am also a human. It doesn't matter what we know, who we are, it will happen.
Yeah.
you know and it's hard not to judge yourself and blame yourself for it.
Yeah, it's exactly what I wanted to add to all of this is that, I don't think that we will ever, stop this reacting and everything, but it's the acceptance that is going to be, the solution. As you are more accepting of yourself and as this human part of you, then I think that that's the solution, or how would I say, like,
Yeah, 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 possibly, because the thing is, I think it's no, there is no any other really way uh, to be as a human, because I think even though that what we're talking about, I am the consciousness, the stillness, and that we know from heart, we know logically, but when the challenge is affecting us and is literally on your face, sometimes because these emotions, they are still quite strong, and then obviously, even though that we are observing and watching the mind, and we know,
yeah,
I literally, this was such an interesting, actually, yesterday, what we are talking about, I know it, I feel it, I know also through my heart, and it's still. And while I was doing it, the back of my other mind was saying, but why are you doing that? It's like a conversation, and it's so loud and clear. And then while I was kind of talking to my son, I had this back of the conversation. I know I do. Why am I doing that? It's like you're having so many minds in the same time, that you're doing wrong, you are reacting. We're not supposed to react. We just need to be aware of the emotions, what we said. That would be the perfect way.
yeah.
And it does sometimes. But then after, when it happens, we just have to be really kind and loving to ourselves and just say, you know what, it's done. And then just retrieve to your little cave and connect to your heart.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, I would say,
Because,
like, yeah, it's the ego, trying to judge you and tell you, like, better. Why don't you
yeah,
do better? But, you know, as we are trying to explain that even beyond that, there is this existence just is, that observes everything without judgment, without anything. So
And this is so beautiful. And although that we're having this conversation and be discussing this and try to ease, somehow explain in a way that is easier to digest for others. But there are usually the questions, like even in an NLP, there are certain questions that lead you to the answer, which is coming from you. Is like, imagine if you are in a challenging emotional breakdown. I mean, no one on earth, or at least I haven't seen, who would ask you why you are in that challenge kind of situation, that you ask, actually, who is observing? I'm the observer of the observee. I was thinking of that. But then I said that you are already so much looked on the emotion, even if you probably ask this question, there is no way on earth that you could literally cool down straight away just by giving that question. Where is this emotion? Is this emotion is me, the one I'm identifying with, or is the emotion I'm just letting to pass? Well, it's me and I'm letting pass. And it's like this constant fight.
Yeah, yeah. We have 10 minutes left. But yeah, I love how you explained that. And yeah, we can play this like, it's like a tennis or ping pong in your mind, and it's literally,
Exactly.
back and forth and everything. But um, yeah, it's coming back to that knowing always, and to that remembrance. And I would like to say to our viewers that every morning and before sleep, it's this is like an exercise. So close your eyes and just be in that knowing, whether any thought comes up or any emotion comes up that you know says otherwise. Just stay in that center and bring that with you throughout the day. And you will probably, get off center somewhere in the day,
Yeah.
but you are actually practicing coming back to that center and staying in that center more and more. I would also
Beautiful.
like to tell the story that I experienced today, because
Please go ahead. I meant to
yeah,
ask you that.
yeah, I was also experiencing some challenges, and I was asking myself, like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I need to do? Like, I've done everything, and then it just uh, came into my mind, like, there's no doing. There, you don't need to do anything. Who are you being? And then I was like,
Wow.
yeah, yeah,
You see,
and
this is it. We are still the doing always, right?
yeah, yeah,
Always the doing. And we are so reprogrammed of do and do something.
yeah,
Is we
brainwashed.
always looking for solution.
We are
Exactly.
brainwashed to always be doing something and to look at what I need to do. But it's not about the doing. It's who are you being, and then comes the doing from that center and that knowing. So yeah, it's a short story, but a powerful one, I would
So
say.
the conclusion of this, that we both are mothers and we have to practice the more the I am. That so practice is so loud that the I am, the emotion is less than the word I am becomes louder.
Yeah,
And I think this is what we need to learn, to remember that the I am, who we truly are, the present, the divine consciousness, the quietness, the stillness becomes louder than the emotion itself. I think when we cultivate that through practice, even though we're gonna have challenges, I think the I am is gonna be so much louder that we will be able to automatically to come down just by saying I am, and that I am include everything, which is perfect, whole, and complete.
yeah.
There's nothing else to say. Look at me, look, we're gonna look at our children and say, I am. And that's that.
Yeah. Remind ourselves and them also, like,
Remind them as well, hey, remember, you don't know yet, but I will remember you. I am.
and they're going to look at us like, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's true because in the end, the only way once we react is the good news is that we realize what we've done. We realize that we lost our center point, our vibration went all over. But then once we go back, the best tool is, as you said it yourself, is through basically through breathing and then remembering the I am, which is the stillness, what we're talking about. Which, yeah, we are an observer, and we do that billion times a day. But then the more often we sit down reminding of us that who we truly are is that is everything, which is harmony, peace, love, perfect health, then I think eventually with time, it's just a question of time, we will get to that.
yeah. We already know that, and we are already at the highest level, but this human has to catch up.
Basically, and that's the other thing we were talking about today, if you remember, Victoria, is the timing, that we've been also programmed to timing. Everything is time.
Yeah,
Everything has to come up right now. I want it. No, I want it yesterday. So that's the reprogramming we have. But we need to be aware that anything we decide, it's already done. It's just that now the besides all doubt, no expectations, just allow to come up to the surface
yeah,
with the excitement, like yes.
yes.
And I
Yeah,
think that's what also need to be kind of cultivate. Forget about timing.
yeah.
Timing is the biggest killer.
The physical needs to catch up and respond, but yeah. And when once you get the hang of this, then life actually starts becoming fun again.
Yeah. And we have also this beautiful final declaration that we said. Would you like to read it out? Because I love the ways your voice, how you're reading out.
Yeah. The big anchor
You
quote.
know, no, the final declaration on what
Okay.
we had, the I am, the I am.
Yeah. So the final declaration. I am the I am, not the body, not the mind, not the observer. I am the awareness behind it all.
And that is so beautiful. I think this is the one we need to remind ourselves. So if we are having a pain, or if we are having an emotional breakdown or anything at all, we need to remind that I am not the body, I am not the body, I am not the emotion, I'm not the thoughts, but I am all that. That is, I am God,
Yeah.
I am God, I am divine consciousness, but none of those that it doesn't serve me.
Yeah. Yes. Reclaim your power and your throne and recenter yourself. You are the creator of
Exactly.
your own reality.
Yeah. And then let's choose what is great for us. And if we can't choose at the moment, as soon as we realize, then choose then. As soon as you become conscious about of being unconscious, just get it back again to the throne and just repeat and remember who we are. We are all there is. So pure awareness only. Because there's the light, we can't have any of that. No name, nothing.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
Beautifully said. We are at the end.
yes.
It's going to cut
Oh,
off soon. So I would like to thank you for being here and for everyone
yes.
watching. And see you at the next one.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, and peace and harmony to you all. And please send us some stories. That would be lovely. We could read out some of your stories if you like. It would be amazing. The more story you share with us, the more we can actually connect and then help everyone to realize that everything is a challenge and we can overcome everything. So
yeah,